Good evening, council members. My name is Gabriel Aboud. I'm coming today to share concerns regarding public safety. This is concerning sightings of ICE agents within our city limits. There were sightings at Cerritos College of men wearing tactical gear in unmarked cars, wearing masks with police spray painted on their vests. Sightings in Little India, which is less than a mile away from where I'm standing now. And a confirmed raid on the Big Penny car wash, also a mile away. To clarify, no political statement is being made tonight. My concern is regarding the lack of transparency shown by these agents. And while I understand that these are federal agents and don't necessarily answer to our local government, I come today asking what a resident can do regarding our own safety, what we can expect to do for our own protection, and what we can expect from our city officials and law enforcement if we're to find ourselves confronted by men in masks that refuse to verify either their identities or status as actual ICE agents. Concern grows from multiple high-profile cases in the news regarding crimes being committed by men impersonating law enforcement. The most, probably everyone in this room may have heard what happened to Representative Melissa Hortman and Senator John Hoffman. Earlier there were children present, so I was gonna refrain from details, but they were unfortunately murdered by someone impersonating law enforcement. Also stories coming out of US citizens being detained. Most recently, Andrea Velez being in the news. Her whereabouts are still unknown to her family. I come today mostly just, again, to ask the city council what we can do if we're confronted by men who refuse to identify themselves or verify whether or not they're actual federal agents. Sorry, this is my first time public speaking. Thank you.
Yes, I'm aware that the city of Artesia has made an effort to provide information to their businesses, like the Big Penny Car Wash, as to how to respond to the incidents you brought up. Public Safety Manager Daryl Evans, do you have anything you'd like to share with the residents and the businesses of Cerritos, given this public comment that we just heard from Gabriel Aboud?
Thank you, Mayor Kalma. That'd probably be best addressed by Captain Strong, who can speak about the LA County Sheriff's policy regarding enforcement and ICE agents.
I think we spoke about this a little bit at the end of the last council member meeting, but we do not at the local level enforce any of these raids, these ICE raids. So the only time that we respond is when they need assistance from us. If they're taking rocks and bottles or being assaulted, we'll come over there and assist them in that manner. But we don't participate in the enforcement. They don't tell us necessarily where they're going to be, when they're going to do things. So they're operating in their own realm as far as that goes at the federal level. So we don't partner up with them in these things. We only respond when they need our assistance. And that's our stance on it from the Sheriff's Department. And we are responding to them when they do require assistance. We've had that in Paramount where we responded there to help them out. But as far as partaking in any of these, we don't partake in any of these ICE incidents.
Daryl, if any Cerritos residents or Cerritos businesses have any questions about ICE, who should they contact?
Absolutely, I'd be happy to be the point of contact, so they can call the community safety office at any time. And we can speak with them at length. And again, as Captain Strong said, the Sheriff's Department operates within their policies. But As mentioned, sometimes people out there impersonate law enforcement officers, so you can always ask for ID, but generally you should always cooperate with law enforcement if you believe them truly to be law enforcement. I mean, there are occasions that your remote area, you're pulled over by an unmarked car with a single red light. We always advise people that turn on your emergency hazards. You can acknowledge the fact that law enforcement is behind you, or maybe perceived law enforcement. Continue down the road to the safest place that you can park under lights or occupied. This is a big county that is a wide advice. You can be out in Lancaster, Palmdale, very remote areas. It's very difficult to be in a remote area here within the city of Cerritos. Within a very quarter mile, you can be in any lit intersection or business. And if you're really concerned, you can always sit in your car, call 911, and question whether you're being stopped. That call would come to the dispatch center, and the dispatch center has tracking for all radio cars. They can just look up on a big map and they know exactly where all those radio cars are. So if someone says, I'm at the corner of wherever they're at, they can look up and see, yes, we have a sheriff's radio car sitting at that corner, or they go, we have no sheriff's car over there. So just remain in your car, and we would dispatch a deputy sheriff in a black radio car. Cerritos Sheriff's Department do not generally patrol in unmarked patrol cars. They're all marked black and white patrol vehicles. On rare exception, we will go out there and do unmarked surveillance operations, but that's never done as a single deputy. That's always done in a group of deputies with supervisor. And oftentimes when you're doing unmarked operations, you will always have a marked radio car in support, and that's just to keep people from being overly concerned about whether they're a legitimate law enforcement operation or not. So again, if any questions, you can call. Deputies are always wearing their ID, their badges, they're carrying their ID. People are wearing, like a raid jacket, and they're in an unmarked car. Always call your local sheriff station if you have any concerns. But that's well beyond what we're really talking about here, which is ICE. And again, as Captain spoke, federal law trumps county law. That's federal, state, county, city. And as we mentioned, we're not involved in that. Rarely do they provide advance notice. A lot of times they'll say